is a beautiful sky overhead, very different conditions than what we had for race number 1 here at Superbikes at Road Atlanta. 5 different categories on the property here this weekend. We're going to kick off racing this afternoon with Mission Super Hooligans. Race number 2, it is race number 4 in their championship season, having already raced back at Daytona International Raceway earlier on this year. Very different racetrack that we have here at Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta. We have a number of bikes on the property. It was a great race yesterday. 24 racers making their way out there to the grid area. Welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm Jamie Howe, joined by Roger Hayden. Roger, we look back at yesterday. Some of the riders were able to put on pretty impressive showings in very tricky conditions, but today they get to deal with a dry racetrack and sunshine.
Yeah, it's totally different. And the big question going into this race today, who's going to be able to go with Jake Lewis and Cory West, the 2 Salomon riders, really checked out early on in that race. So we'll see if anybody made those changes overnight and able to find some speed today.
For Jake Lewis, he was able to collect his 16th win under the AMA banner, and that was something that he's been looking to do. He's 3 different categories Jake Lewis is racing in this weekend. He's going to be very busy here this afternoon, but he was able to enjoy all of that success that he had yesterday afternoon. Let's take a look back at the highlights from race 1.
Yeah, and Jake has had such a good race weekend so far in all the classes. A really good start there for Cory West on the inside, but Jake was on the outside able to release the brake. You can see these 2 already starting to kind of slowly chip away. Early on, 5 riders starting to pull away here. Jake Lewis setting the pace with Cory West. Cody Wyman also. They're right here. You see Corey Alexander, turn 10 and turn B. A really tough mistake there for him. Unfortunately, he hurt his hand. Red flag came out. Kind of the same thing this start here with Jake Lewis around the outside. His teammate, Cory West, able to get there in second. Cody Wyman. Also right there, you see James Spoley on the 43, Harley-Davidson making his move on Cody Wyman. Able to make that stick down the back straightaway because Cody comes back. These 4 started slowing away, and then look at James Spoley having a little bit of an issue after his first couple laps, which would eventually put him out of the race, and Cory West headed with the white flag lap. Makes the move on Jake Lewis, able to make it stick, and then the next lap Jake Lewis is able to make the same move on the brakes down into turn 10, keep it clean the final 2 corners, and able to pull away for 2 wins in a row for Jake.
I expect the same type of battle out of those 2 riders today. We heard Cory West after the race say that he had a problem getting it into gear, and they're going to clean some of that up and get ready for the race here this afternoon. But you can see how tight it was, less than 0.2 of a second between Jake Lewis and his teammate.
Yeah, and you see Cody Wyman, Dominic Doyle, Travis Wyman, Andy DeBrino, Hunter Dunn, Jason Waters, Hawk Mazzata, and Nate Kern running out the top 10.
28 grid spots filled here at Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta for Mission Super Hooligans. The race yesterday, that was the first time that we had all of the bikes out on the racetrack together. So many bikes set to qualify that we had 2 different groups, A and B. You can see riders out on the grid now. Sighting lap has been completed. And here goes the warm-up lap for Mission Super Hooligans. This is going to be a 6-lap race. So sorry, we got off on the timing here, Roger. We didn't have the lights up there. This is the race start, race number 2 for Mission Super Hooligans.
Yeah, you can see the battle already going in up here toward the first part of the track, turn 3. Looks like yesterday we got Jake Lewis leading again over his teammate Cory West.
All right, so as everyone gets settled in, this is a 6-lap race. Grid was set off of the 2 qualifying sessions, same grid that we had going into race number 1. You can see everyone settling down. There's the number 34, that's Cody Wyman, was able to finish on the podium. James Rispoli, the number 43 right in front of him. He had a good run going yesterday as well.
Yeah, and James mentioned today he thought he had podium speed, so you can see him making his move on Cody Wyman early because he does not want to lose the draft. You can see Jake Lewis really good through that first sector. On the opening lap, able to pull out almost a second lead.
This is exactly what the rest of the field didn't want. Jake Lewis has been so fast all weekend long, and being able here on the first lap to already open up this gap. The rest of the field, they're going to have to work together, form a little bit of a draft and close in. Oh, we have a rider that has gone down.
I think Cory West had a mistake there, and it slowed up James Rispoli, and Hayden Schultz had nowhere to go.
Caught right in the mix. Oh, and you see the #1 bike as well. So Cory West is off to the side. We go back to the front. This is the way it is settled out here. The number 85, Jake Lewis. He's got Cody Wyman right behind him, and then Travis Wyman still in the mix with James Rispoli in that top 4.
Yeah, you see down here on the brakes into turn 10, you're going to see Cory West, the 3rd rider on your screen right there in the middle. Mistake, and then the riders didn't have anywhere to go behind him. Unfortunately for Hayden Schultz, gets in the back of a rider in front of him.
With all of the bikes that are out there, as close as this action is in Mission Super Hooligans, unfortunately, it's just the way it settled for him. See Travis Wyman there, the number 10.
James Rispoli got caught up in that a little bit too, lost a couple spots. Now he's got to try to fight his way back through a couple riders in front of him.
This is the battle for 3rd. Both on Harleys, 2 competing teams, even though they are brothers. You've got the Saddleman Race Development for Travis Wyman, and then the KWR, Kyle Wyman Racing Harley-Davidson of Cody Wyman. Here comes James Rispoli, that podium speed.
Now he's going to put his head down, see if he can't chase down Cody and Jake. Jake was really good that last lap. You can tell he's trying to break the draft early on, and he's been able to do that.
You can see up ahead the gap to 1st and 2nd. Already down to just 4 laps to go in these races. They said it yesterday, it's scrappy. You've got to be aggressive from the go.
Jason Waters right now in the top 5. He was able to get past Dominic Doyle there down into turn 10. Good race for him so far.
Jake Lewis was just able to turn a 1:30.0 as his best race lap. Better than qualifying. You take a look at the conditions right now, perfect conditions. Air temperature 65 degrees, very comfortable outside. The sun shining down, but with some cloud cover, keeping the track temperature in that really nice range, 88 degrees right now. Wind staying pretty steady as well.
Jake was able to do a 29.5 yesterday, and today's race is a lot different. Some riders behind him, you see him looking back, seeing the gap that he has. He doesn't have to push the issue like he did yesterday. Just keep the pace where he's at, slowly pull away each lap, and try not to take too many chances. And Rispoli's starting to catch Cody a little bit. He's a couple tenths each little sector this lap.
That gap to 3rd place, just over 3 seconds right now between Jake Lewis and James Rispoli, between the top 3. A little bit more of a buffer behind them. You can see these front 4. Just Cody Wyman. 2nd place, he had that podium finish yesterday, finishing 3rd. The team's been working so hard.
Doing really good. And James up there as well just shows you how far that team has come. And Hayden Schultz also, before that accident, was running with the leaders as well. So big improvement to your point the team has made.
Jake Lewis just able to open up that gap and not have to worry about any pressure. In the race yesterday, he had his teammate right there with him, as not trying to force him into a mistake, but he was right there to be able to take advantage should a mistake happen. And there's just none of that pressure today as you take a look at James Rispoli. Is there something hanging off the back of that bike?
His lap timer there on the left is kind of hanging off. I don't think it's going to slow him down. James did a great job this lap to catch Cody there, and he's going to be able to use the draft.
Right now, the top 4, it's Harley-Davidson, it's Harley, and then you got the Triumph, Jason Waters, sitting in 5th. Nice to see some good results out of that organization.
Now we're going to see if James has got the pace to be able to pull away from Cody, and he's going to have to be able to do that before they get to the back straightaway, because the draft would definitely let Cody make that move through the kink. Jake's now out to a 4-second lead, so much different race than he had yesterday. He's got some breathing room now. Looking at his pit board, we've seen him look back a couple times. Now he knows he just has to be steady and keep it clean these last couple laps.
His best lap also about half of a second off of what he was able to do in the race yesterday. But again, that was with the pressure that he was in that battle with his teammate. Not having that pressure today as the race leader, able to control the pace, not have to push the issue. Some respectful sportsmanship there. Another rider pulling over, letting this lead battle come on through, not wanting to get in the way. See James Rispoli looking over his shoulder.
To see how big the gap he has, he knows Cody with that slipstream should be able to close it back down before they get into turn 10. Won't be close enough to make the pass.
Different platform here of these naked bikes in Mission Super Hooligans. They don't have the bodywork, they don't have the windscreen, it's just the rider in the air. To the white flag being taken out. Look at the battle continuing down the front straightaway between James Rispoli and Cody Wyman. Cody able to make the move.
He got a really good run out of that last corner. Maybe James might have missed the gear up the front straightaway, but Cody's able to make the move and actually kind of pulled a couple bike lanes so far.
Pulling a bit of a gap now. You can see there coming down the hill. That is our race leader, Jake Lewis. That's the gap to second place now, being held by Cody Wyman. Here comes James Rispoli. See if he can get close enough to suck it to the back, and it looks like he might be having an issue.
Yeah, he's having an issue again. Not sure. Kind of looks like the same thing as yesterday. Now he's going to lose another spot.
Travis Wyman's right there.
Hopefully he can make it around and finish the race and get some points.
Travis has been right behind him, aware of this issue. You can see now James Rispoli having to back out of it, let Travis Wyman go on through again with the pace that he had for the duration of this race and not being able to make it onto the podium. He's going to be frustrated as now there are more bikes. Hunter Dunham right there with them, as well as Dominic Doyle. This is a great battle between these two riders. Here comes Jake Lewis, able to take home the win here in race number 2, Mission Super Hooligan. Second place going to Cody Wyman, able to advance one step up the podium, and Travis Wyman finding himself on the box as we watch this battle continue to unfold. It will be Jason Waters in 4th, Dominic Doyle able to stay in 5th, and then Hunter Dunham wrapping up the top 6. See the two of them talking it out, wondering what happened to James Rispoli.
He's still trying to finish the race. If he can make it up this hill out of turn 10, I think he could coast down to the start-finish line.
Points are awarded to the top 15. See if he is able to salvage any of them here today. Just take a look at the lap progression for Jake Lewis. Best lap being the first one, but without any pressure, just able to control it, stay consistent, not make any mistakes. That was all he had to do.
That's all he had to do, just ride a smart race. He was looking back, keeping tabs on the riders behind him. He could have maybe went faster if he needed to, but why take the chance?
Not a bad race weekend here in Mission Super Hooligans for Jake Lewis. A pair of race wins. Oh, and James Rispoli now having to push the bike, was not able to get it back and to coast it down that hill.
It's hard to see. He had issues yesterday's race and then also in the bagger race as well, so unfortunate for James.
Mission Super Hooligan National Championship coverage is brought to you by Mission Foods, the world's leading brand for tortillas and wraps. Roland Sands Design, built for the ride. Go to RolandSands.com. And by Harley-Davidson and the championship-winning Pan America.
Back continuing coverage here at Michelin Raceway, Road Atlanta. Unfortunate long walk back for James Rispoli. See him, looks like he had to park the bike up at turn 10. Corner workers now taking a look. There's some dirt out on the racetrack. Not sure where that came from. but they will get that cleaned up before we have any more racing action here this afternoon. It's one of the great things about the safety team at MotoAmerica. Every time bikes get out to the racetrack, the riders are confident in the fact that the track itself is going to be ready. All of this will be cleaned up. There's plenty of time to get that done.
And this is up there in that turn 2-3 chicane little area, and that grass is way to the left. I know they're going to clean it, but it's pretty far offline as well.
All right, down in the podium area, some celebrations beginning for our top 3 riders.
James's clutch ride on the last lap, yeah.
You see James Rispoli now getting a ride back from Josh Baer. Take a look at the highlights, Roger.
And it was a quick race, and Jake Lewis, kind of what he did yesterday, able to get a good start from pole position. Cory West, his teammate, also really good start. Cody Wyman was up there early on. Hayden Schultz was up there early on. James Rispoli, you see him making a move into that podium spot. And then you'll see Cory West have a little bit of a bike issue there. A couple riders got in the back of him. Hayden Schultz having nowhere to go. Goes down. This was the battle for 5th here with Jason Waters. You see James Rispoli had to run off track with that mistake and able to make up a couple more spots. Moves into 2nd as a couple laps to go in the race. And you can see James starting to run into some trouble as they had with 1 lap to go. But no problems for Jake Lewis out front, able to pull away each lap. And this is the last lap, last podium spot. Rispoli just cannot finish the race, unfortunately for him. But that's 3 in a row for Jake Lewis from the Super Hooligan.
He watched as his teammate Cory West won the title last season. Jake Lewis is certainly not going to give up anything here in the early stages of 2025 with another race win. Cody Wyman and Travis Wyman, a great podium day for them.
And Jason Waters, great ride for him. Dominic Doyle, Hunter Dunham, Hawk Mazzata, Nate Curran on the BMW, Matthew Pataka, and Andrew Wade.
All right, let's get down to the 3rd member of our broadcast team down there celebrating with our top 3 finishers. Here's Joe Inkier.
Thank you. Yes, I'm here with the race winner, Jake Lewis, leading the race from start to finish. How did it feel to be out in front like that the whole way?
Honestly, it was kind of boring. You know, all the Hooligan races so far this year have been so exciting to watch and been a last lap scrap. And I didn't even hear anyone into 10 on the first lap. And I looked back on the 2nd lap and already saw I had a huge gap. So, you know, unfortunately, it looked like a couple of them went down. But I just think that's what happens. You know, I've been the pace setter all weekend, and when I'm pushing the pace like that and they know I'm going to go like hell on the first lap, they're trying like hell to stay with me. So I'm just going to keep riding like I'm doing and just try to keep pushing the pace. I think, you know, now I'll take over the points lead, and feels good. We have a little bit of a month and a half break before the Ridge, and that's one of my strongest tracks as well. So a big thank you to the whole Saddleman Race Development team. You know, they've been working nonstop on this Pan America, and it's showing, and I'm riding at a good level, so it's going to be tough, I feel like, for the competition to catch up, but you know, we just got to keep our foot down. And a big thanks to Bell Helmets, Forest R Leathers, Foo Sport Boots, my guys Matty, Ricky, Eric on the suspension. I mean, the bike's handling unreal, and it's good to get a win in front of the team owner Dave. He wasn't at Daytona for our lockout, and to do the double here this weekend is really good. And also thank you to Motul Oils, BS Batteries, and just everyone else who supports us. Thank you.
Fantastic stuff. 2 race wins in 2 days, and as you mentioned, he'll be top of the standings. Now, let's take you over to our 2nd place on the podium. You wanted to go a bit better than yesterday, and you did. Cody Wyman, you had a bit of a battle early on with James Rispoli. Talk me through the race.
Yeah, the race went by so fast. You know, we bust our ass all off season, and we got 10 minutes to kind of duke it out. But it's never fun to see Jake just disappear. As big as he is, he just got smaller and smaller that race. And just really happy to get on the box again. First double podium in a couple years for me. So, yeah, I don't know what was going on behind. Looked like some carnage in 10A. Hope both of those riders are all right. But big thanks, KWR Harley. You know, this Pan America is just so good. CSU One Kier, Liqua Moly, Rollerdine Forming, SC Project, Motivation USA, you know, Alpine Stars, Shoei, Helmet House, everyone who's jumped on board for year number 2. Year 2 has been good, and we'll keep growing stronger.
Fantastic stuff. Congratulations to Cody Wyman there. And we have another Wyman over here. There's a lot of siblings around here doing very well this weekend. Travis, joining your brother on the podium for the first time this weekend. Talk me through how that went and your finish especially.
Man, I'll tell you, this is my favorite track in the whole world, and I've just been struggling all weekend. I did not deserve to be standing up here. I had a lot of luck there, and on that last lap especially. James had an issue. Cody and James were gone. Jake was out of sight. But I am happy to be up here in third, but I definitely didn't earn it. So big thanks to the team, Dave from Saddleman, my crew chief Bo, Eric, my suspension tech, my mom, my whole family that supports me, Alpine Stars, Bill Mola Helmets, Klingler Thrillers, SP Connect, Durham, Harley-Davidson came on board this weekend, and for the rest of the year, Mission Foods, Motul, everyone that's believed in me, happy to be on the podium. So thank you.
Great result, Travis Wyman. Thank you.
All right, that is 4 race wins on the season now for Harley-Davidson. Roger Hayden, we heard Jake Lewis say it's going to be tough for the rest of the competition to catch up. Where can they gain?
Well, I think they have to gain a little bit with the way Jake is riding. You know, he's really breaking this pack up in that first sector, and there's not a straightaway there. So bike's handling good, and Jake's riding as well, really good also, and it shows now his consistency with the 15-point lead.
82 points Jake Lewis has been able to earn. Travis Wyman, even though he didn't feel like he earned the podium today, he's sitting there second in the championship point standings with Cody Wyman right behind him.
And then Cory West with those issues today down in fourth. Dominic Doyle, Jason Waters, Hawk Mazzata, James Erspoli, Andy DeBrino, and Matthew Pataka rounding out the top 10.
Great big congratulations to Jake Lewis on the 17th win of his AMA career. Puts him 16th on the all-time wins list. Next up, will be Stock 1000. We're going to step away, take a break. We'll be back with Stock 1000 right after this.
Mission Super Hooligan National Championship coverage is brought to you by Mission Foods, the world's leading brand for tortillas and wraps. Roland Sands Design, built for the ride. Go to RolandSands.com. And by Harley-Davidson and the championship-winning Pan America.
Get ready to eat like a king with Mission Foods. Load up those saddlebags for Mission King of the Baggers Racing and feed your need for flavor. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line.